Hi everyone, and welcome back to the second part of your heart sweater. In the first part we left off with the second section of hearts and we did 7 rows of half double crochet after that. So now we're going to move on to the third section of your hearts. So for that you just basically repeat this first section of the hearts that you did on your sweater. So just rewind the video and start from there again, and then you do 7 more rows of half double crochet once you have this third section of hearts done, and then you will have something that looks like this. So now you're going to fasten off, and this is your back piece completed. So you're going to repeat this all over again to create your front piece, because your front and your back pieces are the exact same, and then you're going to put to one side. So now we're going to work on the sleeves. So we're going to start by chaining 9. And now you're going to single crochet into the second chain from the hook, and then you're going to single crochet into every chain all the way down to the very end. So at the end of that row you're going to chain 1, and then you're going to turn your work, and then you're going to be working into the back loops. So place a single crochet into the back loop of your very first stitch, and then you're going to continue making single crochets into each of the back loops all the way to the end. So you're going to repeat that last row over and over again until you have a total of 32 rows. So now we're going to be working on the long edge of this band. So you're going to begin by chaining 2. This counts as your first half double crochet, and then you're going to make a further 31 half double crochet across this edge. So in total you'll have 32 half double crochet when you include your chain 2 at the beginning. So at the end of that row you're going to chain 2, then turn your work over, and then you're going to make an increase. So place a half double crochet into that very first stitch, then you're going to place 1 half double crochet into every stitch until you reach the second last stitch. Here we are at the end of the row. We're going to place 2 half double crochet into that very last stitch. So there's your increase, your second increase made. So next you're going to chain 2, and then you're going to flip your work over, And then this is going to be a regular row of half double crochet, so just make one half double crochet into every stitch all the way to the very end. So now your next row is going to be the increase row. So chain 2, turn your work over, and then into that very first stitch that your chain 2 is coming out of, you're going to place one half double crochet, and then you're going to place one half double crochet into each stitch until you reach the second last stitch. So here we are at the last stitch, so we're going to place 2 half double crochets into that last stitch. So from here on now, you're going to alternate between one row of regular half double crochets and then one row of the increases, and you're going to continue that until you have 48 stitches, which works out at 16 rows from the beginning. So keep going until you have 48 stitches. So once you have your 48 stitches, you're going to do a further 29 rows with just regular half double crochets, and then you're going to fasten off, and then you're going to repeat this whole process again for your second sleeve, and then just put to one side. So now you're going to grab one of your panels and have it facing upright, and then grab your second panel and have that facing down, and just lay them on top of each other like so. So now you're going to grab a couple of stitch markers and you're going to mark the 22nd stitch in on the top of your panels. This will be your shoulder area. So mark the 22nd stitch in, and then the same with the other side, the 22nd stitch in. And then you're just going to sew those 22 stitches together with a sewing needle and some of your yarn. So now you should have something like this. There's one shoulder and you have your neck opening right there, and then your other shoulder. So next you're going to lay your sweater out flat. Make sure that the wrong side is still facing upwards. And then you're going to grab one of your sleeves and you're going to fold that in half lengthwise. And you're going to try and find the middle stitch, just like so. Keep hold of that middle stitch, and then you're going to line that up with your shoulder seam. And then grab a marker and hold those two pieces together, just like so. And then you're going to sew all the way along, attaching your sleeve to the body of your sweater. And then you'll end up with something that looks like this. And then you're going to fold over your sweater, like so. And then you are going to attach your yarn to the bottom edge right here. And then you're going to sew all the way up along the body of your sweater and then along your sleeve all the way to the very edge of your cuff, and do the very same to the other side. So now we're going to turn the sweater right side out, and we're going to be working on the band around your neck. So attach your yarn to the very corner of your neckline, just like so. So insert your hook and pull the yarn through, and then you're going to chain 6. And then you're going to single crochet into the second chain from the hook, and then into every chain all the way to the very end. So now you have 5 single crochet. So now you're going to slip stitch into the next stitch, and then make another slip stitch into the following stitch, and then you're going to chain 1, and then you're going to turn your work. So now you're going to be working into the back loops. So you're going to place 1 single crochet into each of the next 5 single crochets. Then chain 1, and then turn your work again. So still working into the back loops, you're going to place 1 single crochet into each of the next 5 single crochets. And then you're going to place a slip stitch into the next 2 stitches. Then you're going to chain 1, turn your work, make 5 single crochets up along, then chain 1 at the end of that, and then work 5 single crochets down the way, and then you're going to place a slip stitch into each of the next 2 stitches, and then you're going to keep going all the way around your neckline, and you'll end up like this. The 2 ends will be meeting together. So you're just going to fasten off and cut, leaving a long tail. And then you're going to grab your yarn needle and you're going to just sew those 2 ends together. And then you're just going to fasten off and cut your yarn. And that's everything done. There's your neckline completed. And you've finished your entire sweater, so give yourself a pat on the back. So if you liked this tutorial, just give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe, and if there's anything you'd like to see me doing on this channel, please comment below, and I'll see you again the next time. Take care.